I don't know. There we go. There we don't go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We did title that show. Uh, we have
Hello.
a wonderful, fantastic show for you today. We all played some games today. In the past week, I was playing Shadow Generations. Except I didn't really. I played just the normal Sonic generations because I didn't have time to get to Shadow Gens. Um, Raine, you played Balatro, right?
I did. I was
Yeah.
like, it'll be fine, and then 3 hours later, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Rain also got a new console, and we're also going to be talking about the pending Switch 2. Seems like some Joy-Con design, the actual Joy-Con design got leaked. More about that later.
Oh,
Also, RetroTink 4K Mini or CE, a third cheaper than the cost and the same functionality of the base one. Nani? There's
I
a
have no idea.
and and AMD, just in the title, AMD has lost their mind. They canceled their GPU announcement, and YouTubers are all confused as we found out about the what the next GPU is going to be from the YouTubers who posted after the AMD announcement. That weren't told to cancel the last minute cancellations. So we'll talk to that later. Today, we are sponsored by nobody. But if we did want to shout somebody out, who do we want to shout out, right?
I don't actually know. I mean,
Uh,
who do we have to shout out in the first place?
let's shout out Ukena. Uh,
Yeah,
he-
she's working on my model,
yeah, did you want an
or
amazing
was.
model for your VTubing needs? Ukena's got you covered. Go check her out at x.com slash is it you Ukena? Is it just Ukena? No.
Uh,
It
let
is
me.
Ukena TV. That's x.com slash Ukena TV.
I just put a shout out in my own chat, but
Nice.
I always have her linked in my panels, anyways.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Sorry, I'm also looking at your stuff. Looks like so first off in the doc, what we played this week.
Do
I
you want to talk
didn't
first?
play anything this week, I don't think.
Oh,
It was a really busy week for me this week. Um, I had a lot. I was mostly just hanging out with family. Um, it was kind of a boring week, to be honest. But the week before, I played Sonic Generations. I'll be honest. When I started Sonic Generations, I did not like it. I did not like this game.
okay. I haven't actually played like any Sonic games except for a little bit of Sonic Mania, so and it was
Um,
hard, and I
I
didn't finish it.
will let you know that I loved 3D Sonic and hated 2D Sonic. Um, at the beginning, but then I had to do something terrible. I had to get good.
Oh, couldn't be me.
I know, right? Like I had to get good, you know. But as I went on and I finally learned the mechanics, the stages later on became really gotcha-ish, as in,
Huh.
oh, we're just gonna do random pitfalls, random fire hazards, and and really weird design for 3D Sonic. And I finally got used to 2D Sonic. So the 2D Sonic was actually amazing later on, and 3D Sonic I was getting worse and worse. So it was this weird thing where it's like I started with an amazing 3D Sonic and ended with a mediocre 3D Sonic, and then I started with a poor 2D Sonic and ended with a great 2D Sonic.
Huh.
So it was weird. It was a very weird one. Overall, I have put about 40 hours, I think. I know, like, I think five of those was actually it being AFK, but anywhere from 35 to 40 hours into Sonic Generations over the past three, I would say over December, I think.
I didn't get to really like game a whole lot for like the second half of December, so
Yeah, I'll be honest. The only reason I was able to do that is because I was preparing and trying to get that game finished before me and the family went to go see Sonic 3, which I can't talk about
that's fair.
because you haven't seen it because of spoilers.
I
And this
mean,
and this is one of those movies that I cannot spoil because people, if you spoil this game, that's the eighth circle of hell.
well then,
It's that kind of movie that it's pretty good. Um, it is by far the best. It is by far the best video game movie.
I feel like I've heard that. Yeah,
Scaver, how dare you? Can you unmod him, please?
Son,
You're
oh, heck no,
unmodded. You're unmodded
he's
now.
like my only mod that's in my time zone. Well, and he's not even in my time zone because his state works differently.
You are complete. You are unmodded. You are banned. How dare you? You're going to the eighth circle of hell, Scaver.
No, I want to have at least one mod. But oh, okay,
All right.
so you
So
played Sonic.
yeah. So you did Infinity Nikki, right? Okay.
I did.
So pitch me. I have heard some good things about Infinity Nikki, but I don't know
It's
what
so
sort of
cute.
gameplay it is and how it is like. What is Infinity Nikki?
It's a really like casual kind of game. It's very cute, very comfy. If you like looking cute, it's like the gotcha part is for outfits and because it's like half dress up game. But you can do things like fishing, bug catching. There is combat, but it's not difficult. It doesn't really take effort. Um, there is a plot line. I just spend most of my time messing around, so
You,
I'm kind of behind on the plot.
you're behind on the
It's
plot.
fine though.
I play
Yeah, there is a
Infinity Nikki
plot.
for the plot. The plot is dress up.
Yes, it is. It's if you want to see it, I'm actually gonna stream it on like Wednesday for a couple hours because I think I can stream it without issues now because my laptop can't run the game and stream at the same time. Like it was too many programs running simultaneously, so the game lagged, and I was like, all right, I'll stream something else. But it's just I don't know. It's super charming. Well, and the
Scaver,
like petting
how dare
animals
you?
is
What do
fun.
you mean you can't afford to do daylight savings? You have the world's cheapest tea. But
Oh my god.
sorry, I couldn't help it. Scaver literally let me have that. That joke was literally served to me on a platter. Come on.
It's an even good tea. Depends on how you like tea. So probably not.
I think it depends. I think the best thing to do is get the Arnold Palmers, that which are the
That's what I
half
used to
lemonade.
drink.
It's half tea, half lemonade.
Get the strawberry one though.
Oh, or the raspberry, yes. Yeah, Arizona iced tea
So
is made
nice
in New
tea is
York.
made in New York. Perfect. Listen, it has Arizona in the name, so
How
it's
the heck?
fine.
How did? Okay, hold up. Since we're going down this path, how do they even do that then? How are they still making Arizona iced tea for 99 cents though?
I don't know.
If it's in New York, they have so many taxes over there. How the heck are they still
Was
selling it for
looking
99
forward to
cents?
berry tea. Listen, I don't really drink tea anymore, so
I I love wassail. Wassail is my favorite. I don't question Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And you shouldn't. They've never been headquartered in Arizona. That's okay. Facts? Fun facts? I don't know.
Isn't Kentucky Fried Chicken actually from like Louisiana or something?
I have no idea. Boston Market is not in Boston. Or just where all of our hopes and dreams are being shattered right now.
New York tea? How could on earth can you be New York tea? This is what I think I call false advertising. If you guys get that reference, you're a real one. Golden Corral is not a very good
I
reference.
don't know, Corral.
There
My
is no tooth
disappointment is
bunny.
immeasurable and my day is ruined.
There is no tooth bunny. There is no Easter. There is no tooth fairy. There is no Easter bunny. And Arizona iced tea is not in Arizona.
I can't believe this. I think the most disappointing one is the
And there
tea.
is no Queen of England.
Okay,
Uh,
we we got so far off track.
yeah.
That's fine though. I mean,
So
like,
back onto the dock. You got a new console.
I did. I
So
wasn't sure if I needed to like yap about anything else. Like, I played a
Um,
few things
I
over the
think
last month.
you got a lot of playthings. So let's start with
I
the
do.
console first and go into the different games you played.
Okay. Well, actually, that kind of helps. So, it was actually like on Christmas that I bought this, but I did upgrade my PlayStation so that I could run Final Fantasy 14 again. Uh, and apart from yesterday when all of North America went down, I'm not even joking, all of it broke. It's been good. I really didn't want to buy a new console because it's expensive, but I made it work. And now I just use it for like Final Fantasy and Infinity Nikki. It wasn't just NA, was it like I thought it was all of North America went down. Was it all data centers globally? I don't even know. All I know is I was logging in and then it crashed and then that was the end of it.
uh,
It's yeah. Is one of the data centers still broken? What the heck?
Shadow,
I had not heard like
Shadow Data
updates.
Center, the ultimate
Yeah.
data center.
No, I play on Primal. Or I was going to. At the moment,
If you knew that reference, you're a real one.
there's a New Year's event going on right now, and I want to do it, but I couldn't.
I was making a joke. Shadow the Hedgehog is known as the ultimate life form, so it is his like tagline. So it's like so you got Shadow is so the Shadow Data Center is the ultimate data center.
Okay, I have a question though. I
But
don't know if any
yes,
of like the Final Fantasy 14 players in chat will know because we're all on Primal. But like, is Limsa Lominsa always insane, no matter what data center you're on? Is it always unhinged over there?
oh, okay.
I'm
Okay,
just
I have a
curious.
question.
Yes,
Okay. I have not played Final Fantasy 14 before.
you should. Well, I mean,
I
it'll
am
take your life
considering.
away, but
So pitch it to me.
I mean, so I don't I don't know if I want to go off on Dawn Trail, but like story wise, I think up until Dawn Trail is really really good. It gets better as you go. Well, Stormblood is kind of a step back, but you sort of never run out of stuff to do because I've got I don't know how many hours spent
I
on
just
Final
know that there
Fantasy.
is essentially a giant world reset, and what was it like the world Final Fantasy 14, the world remade or something like that? Yeah, there was
Uh,
like a big reset of the whole game, like halfway.
I think that was like early A Realm Reborn, maybe.
Yes, a realm reborn. That's what I meant. Because
Yeah,
it
that's
was the
like the
realm
first
was re
expansion, and I think it's changed since like before I started playing, I think that expansion was different. The world reset was the servers being shut down by Square Enix because Legacy was literally unplayable. Huh. That I didn't know. I'm not super familiar with the earlier like expansions. I started
Yeah,
playing.
essentially from what I heard, it was like they literally had a world end event. And so A Realm Reborn was literally they re completely remade the entire game and re-released it after that.
That does sound familiar, yeah. Yes. But yeah, if you want, like, there's a million hours of plot. You're the binding. Okay, can I level with you here, Tolbeer? I skipped some of the cutscenes on the binding coils.
But yeah, essentially, what I know about Final Fantasy 14 is that they used one spell, giant spell. I think it was Bahamut or some celestial that used a spell called
Dies.
Zed that was called Zeta Flare. And Donald Duck can canonically use Zeta Flare. So can
That
Donald Duck
was
can
that was a thing.
so Donald Duck can canonically end the world.
We'll get to that because I am gonna eventually stream the Kingdom Hearts games. So when we get to 3, we'll talk about that. I know what moment you're discussing. But
But the
basically in
fat
14, if
Zeta
you
Flare,
want, you can like do
Donald Solo,
so many
is,
things.
is that what A Realm Reborn was? Was that the aftermath of Donald Duck? They
Oh my
serve.
god.
I can't do a
I think
good
it would
Donald
take
Duck.
too long. I mean, I don't. Do we really want to go down the history of
Zeta.
the game? My pitch for you is more like actual like gameplay stuff as it stands now, and plot as it stands now. But it depends. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different combat classes depending on what you like. Because I will never tank in my life. You can't make me. Can't pay me enough. And then you can do like crafting or gathering. I'm working on that. I still have those Omni Crafter plans someday. Tanking is awesome though. You are incorrect, sir. That is a lie.
Speaking of time wasters, so I got my PC, so I can finally play because my original laptop was not able to play Towers of Fantasy before. I finally realized, oh, I could finally play Towers of Fantasy. I look it up, and evidently there was like some update where it's like they they're like merging. There was some sort of buyout or something where they have to merge accounts or something. And it came out the
Oh,
day I was looking at it.
oh.
But it's fine. I didn't my I couldn't get into the first dungeon anyway there, so it's fine.
This is fine.
This is
I
fine.
when I played like Final Fantasy 14 or in the early days and I only played it by myself, I didn't like it. Well, I also picked a combat class that I hated, and I never touched it again. I'll never be a black mage. Can't make me do that either. And I thought I was gonna quit the game entirely because I hated it that much.
Gotcha.
But I played it. I switched to a healer, and I got to a point where I could play with other people. And I mean, provided they're not god awful and rude, because that will happen from time to time. It's a good time.
Okay, so how are you liking your PlayStation 5? Is there anything surprising about it so far?
I think it's like I noticed the speed in like when Final Fantasy 14 is loading. Like when I go between certain areas, if I teleport somewhere, then it loads so much faster. And I was like, oh, did it take a long time before? But I haven't played a whole lot of anything besides Final Fantasy and Infinity Nikki, so but everything runs better so far at least.
Gotcha.
And I was able to move over like all my data from the old console, which is nice.
That is nice. Good.
So all of that still works.
Nice.
And yes, Toby, you are a phenomenal tank, but I know you're in your Viper phase, so we don't do our tank healer duo very often anymore. But when you tank, I am spoiled because I don't have to think. I don't have to use my brain.
Okay, so you have done Final Fantasy 14. How was there anything particular? Have you run around the OS for the for it in a bit, or is it all right? How do you like it? The yeah so far. Sorry,
I
the
mean,
I mean the PlayStation 5. Sorry, my brain is tired.
so far it's been fine. I haven't I've basically only run a few games just to make sure that they worked. But everything seems to start up nicely. I love that it doesn't I set it so that it doesn't beep when I turn it on anymore because it was so annoying with the old console.
Yeah, gotcha. And yeah,
I do have stuff that I want to get for PS5, but give it time. Give it time.
gotcha. But you have also played Balatro.
Yes, I had been meaning to do that since
Game of the
um
Year contender.
it was one of the I thought it was picked for some award for the year, but I
Yeah, I think it was
was
Indie Game
streaming
of
at
the
the
Year.
time.
It was Indie Game of the Year, as well
Ah,
as being nominated for the actual Game of the Year, right alongside stuff like Astrobot, Final Fantasy,
16.
Rebirth,
Oh,
Rebirth.
that's right. It was Rebirth, not 16.
Yeah,
Sorry,
fi
16 came out a different year.
Rebirth. And then of course you had the um the weirdness about the DLC being nominated for Game of the Year. That's like
Oh,
giving out
yeah.
lifetime achievement awards to a that's like giving out a lifetime achievement awards to pre-order bonuses. Ho, 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 ho.
I do remember some people being mad about that. I was like, I'm not that invested in this, so I'll stay out
Uh,
of it.
that actually goes into something I wanted to say. This year was the 10th anniversary of the Game Awards, and
But definitely.
I think it had the best Game Awards of yet. You know how they had like Muppets in the most years? I think it's been every year they've had like some sort of Muppet cameo and stuff. This year they had Statton and Waldorf, like the two men that make fun of everything.
Yeah.
So they went and made and did jokes on Keeley's expense about all the stuff they've mocked him for. Huh?
As they should.
Why isn't this theater full, huh? Yeah, we heard what you always sell out. Ho, 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 ho. Hey, can you
I
quiet down over there? Yeah, please wrap it up. Ho, 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 ho.
Oh
And
my
they
god.
were pretty deep cuts too. I'm glad. But another big thing is that they gave huge amounts of time for um people to actually say what they wanted to say, um to allow the developers to actually do what they say. Uh um and I'll be honest, the game that actually turned out to be game of the year, I think deserved it. Hot take. Hot take right
You think
here.
so?
And this is coming from a Nintendo fan that got scorned and became a PC gamer. I have no love for PlayStation whatsoever. I have like no attachment to any of the references in that game. Astrobot was game of the year.
I want to get that and stream it this year. Obviously, I couldn't before now because I didn't have console. It looks so good. It looks so fun.
It
I like
is
opened Astro's Playroom and then didn't really go anywhere with it. I don't know how much
Astrobot.
game there is in that,
It
so
is
we'll see.
about it is about I think 4 hours,
For
which
that,
it's like any
Astrobot is like 30, isn't it?
no Astrobot's it depends on how long you want to do it. There's only like 6 worlds,
Oh,
and each world takes an hour and a half, maybe. It depends on how long you mess up on the really difficult ones. But yeah, 3 to 4 years is playroom with no trophy hunting. I would say another 1 to 2 hours for Astrobot.
I we'll hopefully get to it this year because I look
It's a
so cute.
pretty
I want
expensive,
it. Yeah,
but
that's the thing. Expensive.
it's very expensive for what it is. My thing is that it is such a master craft of being the antithesis to everything that's going on in the gaming sphere right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Uh, a lot of people have criticized, especially Sony recently, for doing nothing but storytelling games and and hardly having any exclusives. Um, for doing just being a cash grab and just doing stuff that is anti the consumer and just not fun. So,
Yeah, basically. They've made a lot of games lately that are not fun.
Concord,
But
Concord
that's
was a
oh my god,
financial
Concord
flop.
was legendary and its failure.
I wish I could have bought that.
The PS5 is still being bashed for being PS4 Plus. That is true. Like so
But
many games, basically everything got released on both consoles, and so it wasn't worthwhile to upgrade it. I didn't pay full price for mine, full disclosure. It
yes,
was like on sale and I had money that my godparents gave me, so I used all of it on that. And I was like, okay, then it's worth the price.
yeah,
But otherwise it just wasn't worth it. And
I
then they
don't know.
made a PS5 Pro that's even more expensive and even less worth it. I'll mock that relentlessly.
Yeah,
What a
no.
stupid idea.
So right now I
And the
have a
disk drive thing.
list. So right now I have a list of all the PlayStation exclusives.
It's a short list.
Stellar Blade, which honestly, fair, that's a really good one.
Is that still PlayStation exclusive?
It
I thought
is
it got a PC port
PS5
already.
exclusive. It is not
Oh,
on PC. Or
yet
at least
they'll probably port it.
unless this is lying to me. Chat, tell me if I'm lying. Um,
As far as I know, I guess it's still. I thought it was on PC for some reason.
Apollo
I guess.
13, The Lost Tapes VR, so that's a PSVR exclusive.
Oh,
Um, Rise of the Ronin, which eh,
I've never heard of that.
I heard of it, but only because I worked at Best Buy and we had a disc of it.
Ah,
Um, Final Fantasy 7. I think
Rebirth.
that's yeah, Rebirth. I think
Rebirth.
yeah.
Remake is on PS4, and I know that because I bought it and I played it.
Astro's
And it,
Playroom for free.
yeah.
Dark Pictures Switchback VR, so another VR title. Destruction All Stars, never heard of it. Neptunia Reverse, never heard of it. Arizona Call of the Mountain, another VR title. Firewall Ultra, never heard of it. Spider Man 2, which I believe is coming to PC this month, right?
I don't know. I didn't hear good things about that one. Not
It's
gonna
all right.
lie.
It's all right. Let me see. It is coming to PC January 30th. So that's not going to be exclusive for long. Quantum Error, never heard of it. And that's all the exclusives. And then there's Asterbot. That's the last one.
Yeah, a lot of things would get dual released. I mean, Final Fantasy 16 was
Ratchet
exclusive
and Clank
for like a
Rift.
year.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart used to be an exclusive.
Is it not anymore?
No, Ratchet and Clank
I
Rift Apart's on PC now.
oh, I might get that. We'll see. I played like a Ratchet and Clank game in like the PlayStation 2 era, so maybe.
But yeah, that's the thing. There is so little exclusives, which is so weird for me because there used to be so many exclusives on PS4 that I wanted. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, when PS5 came out, like nobody could get their hands on one for the first year or so. So I think that was part of why they're like, well, we'll just release everything on both consoles. But that's okay. I have it now, fortunately, and it will run certain things better than like my laptop can. It's definitely like a generation that I almost skipped entirely. I got more motivated to replace it when Final Fantasy 14 stopped working on my PlayStation 4. Back-to-back incidents that killed initial launch. Yeah.
Be
No, it had a
honest,
ton of issues at launch.
there would have been a way to get us to buy a PlayStation 5, or even better, a PlayStation 5 Slim. There was a way. It was called Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, and using it as a Blue Ultra Blu-ray player. But the problem is, you don't want to buy an Xbox for that for a player. You know why? Because it doesn't support Dolby Vision out of the box. Or no, sorry, it supports streaming it, but it doesn't support it on the from the physical discs. You have to buy a separate Ultra Blu-ray player to get HDR from the physical DVD discs.
Huh.
You can do it from the
I
streaming apps, but not Dolby Vision from the actual DVD discs, even though the data's right there on the freaking spinning disc.
yeah, so some PS5s have disk drives like mine does. I
And I'm
wasn't going
saying,
to get
if
one
they
that
didn't,
didn't have
yeah,
one. Yeah.
well, that's what I'm saying. That is, yeah, if the original batch didn't support it, you had a chance to fix it. You re-released the disk drive by itself.
No, I think
And
Sony
then you
wants to
bought
just
the
cycle out of using discs in the first place.
yeah, but I'm like, you gave us the option to do the discs separately. What you could have done is just, if it's a hardware issue, make it so that the disk drive that you sell separately is the one that supports Dolby Vision. You would have solved the problem.
Nah, PS5 was always gonna be problematic. I, when it came out, there was no way it was not gonna have issues because so many of them are made without a disk drive, and then like supply issues were supply issues, and they were stupid expensive. Even now, they're still expensive. Like, just because I bought one doesn't mean I'm gonna tell you to do the same. Actually, I'll tell you not to do the same
I'll be
unless you
honest,
can get a good deal on it.
that was I'll be honest, that was a really good deal. Black Friday deal was
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, it was. Well, and I had like an extra $100 after that, so I got mine for like 350. I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
going full conspiracy theory. No, I don't have time for full conspiracy theory. I don't have the patience for full conspiracy theory. But
But that's the point of
it's
the podcast, to go full conspiracy theory. I'm joking, I'm
like
joking.
they've done a lot of stupid things. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably buy like the next console up if I have to
I'll
at the
be
end of its
honest.
life cycle.
I think PlayStation can do what they do because What's the alternative? Xbox? I'm sorry, I couldn't say that with. I couldn't.
with a straight face. Well, hey,
I mean, like, what's the point of buying an Xbox?
there has never been one.
People complain about like um PlayStation exclusives. Xbox even is even worse for that because all
It
their
was,
exclusives on are all also on PC.
yeah,
Xbox is a brand. Microsoft is doing what they did with Windows and trying to put Xbox on everything they can. Xbox is a brand, not a platform anymore. It's
it's a
a
good
software.
projectile to throw at someone who's broken into your house. I mean, if I had one, sure. Who needs an Xbox when I have a PC? Agree
And
with
that's
you,
the
and I don't even
point.
like gaming on my laptop.
That's the point. Who needs an Xbox when I can just play my Xbox on my PC? Xbox is a brand that you can play on your PC.
Yeah, it was never a console that like I had, so it was never one I
It's
cared about.
so if you want to buy a console,
Not that
you
one.
you don't have a well, that's what I'm saying is what is there? You have Xbox, you have the Switch, which like 1080p and that's it, or you have PlayStation. Which is why this console, I think, was the perfect time for Valve to do what they did and release the Steam Deck. It was Steam Deck was one of those magical boxes that like came in at a perfect time, which is why every like PC manufacturer is trying to copy Valve, you know? But they can't really do what Valve can because they're a private company, which means they can take losses and do stuff and subsidize and stuff. They can do because they're a private company, they can do what every other company can't because all the rest of them are public companies and publicly traded. And if any stock holder would say, "What? You're taking a loss on these things? You're crazy." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But the reason why they can do that is because they have the gaming platform. For better or for worse, Valve is a monopoly. And the reason why they're monopoly is because Valve innovates and they give a good product of Steam. It's not that like Valve stole the market with their own stock of games. Because when was the last time you heard of a Valve game?
it's been a while.
Exactly my point. It's not that they have their a good game. It's that they have been refining the the marketplace for the past 10 years into a product. And so when everyone else realized, ooh, platforms are lucrative, PC's actually becoming lucrative. Let's do that. They just didn't have the 10 plus years of experience that Valve did in development. So it was kind of they made a monopoly from being the best product out there. Because look at Epic Games.
Yeah,
They're
everyone hates
literally
Epic Games.
they are literally giving you free games and you get still and we still hate you. That's how sad it is. When you can give away free games and they're still mad at you, that's how you know you're wrong. That's how you know the competition's good. Yeah,
Epic
Patrick
Games does do
Praxis.
free games every
They
once
give
in a
you
while,
a free game every week.
or it's every week.
It's every week they have a free game for you
The
to
only
just
reason I
add to your
have any
library.
like Epic Games like launcher on my laptop is for Honkai Star Rail, which I don't actually play anymore, and I might just download it on my PS5 if I want to play it again.
Yeah, but exactly that. That was the point. I think we've done enough talk on that topic. um, web fishing. Did we want to talk about web fishing game?
Okay, so I've never played web fishing. I've heard of it. It's like $5 on Steam. It's a little indie game. It looks cute, but what I had heard a couple months back when it came out was that people were basically hacking their ways into other people's lobbies and then causing their game to crash. I saw somebody post on Twitter. They were like, "Yeah, I had web fishing on stream. Somebody came into my lobby, like posted a bunch of inappropriate messages, and I ended up banned from Twitch." Or like suspended. I think somebody's got issues, and so I never
Bruh.
bought the game because I didn't want to have that happen to me. It's still really popular on release, but like you can hear about that happening as well. Like oh, somebody came into my lobby and trashed the game. But apparently they fixed a lobby thing in the last update. So
Apparently,
my private money hacked off of it.
I've also heard some stuff that it's still not fixed. So I'm like, player beware.
They still not fixed it? I don't know. I heard it was fixed, but I
I've
don't
heard
know.
conflicting reports of it is fixed, but it's also not fixed. Um, according to this tweet that I grabbed, evidently it's supposed to be fixed, but player beware.
Yeah, basically that's why I. It sounds like a really premature release. Yeah, I think there's only like one dev, and I don't think they expected it to be as popular as it was. I didn't plan for any issues like that, and so in theory, web fishing is okay, but maybe not. Maybe I'll get it someday if it's ever like actually gonna be okay. Because I love fishing. I love fishing in games, but I don't want to deal with that.
Okay. RetroTink. Do you know what a RetroTink is, Raine?
I do not. Yes, that is a trouble with game games here.
Retro.
Sometimes stuff like that happens.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, a retro scaler or an upscaler is a device that scales the input resolution um, of content up to a higher quality. Essentially, for example, let's say you're watching this at 480p. You could put a device, native, the signal that it is 480p. You could hook up a scaler and make it upscale to say 1080p. So, um, the reason why you would want to do that, especially for retro content, is because a lot of the connections, um, and especially just the content itself, does not play well on modern televisions. A lot of original consoles, I'm talking NES, SNES, Genesis, N64, um, and GameCube, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, all of these are 480p and below.
Yeah,
Um,
really. I'm not
yes, the
surprised, actually, now
first,
that I think about it.
I think the
GameCube was
first,
my thing. I didn't have one.
the Wii was 480p, but it was the Wii was 480p, but it was 480p widescreen. Nintendo's first HD console, the first one that was above 480p, was the Wii U. People don't realize that. The first PlayStation to offer HD was the PS3. Xbox 360 was the first to offer HD as well. Everything below those three consoles was 480p, 480i, so 480 interlaced rather than progressive image, or 240p. So, um, you could just plug it right into your TV because your TV does have its own built-in scaler. But normally, your TV's built-in scaler is supposed usually to take 480p or 720p it, and upscale it to 1080p or 4K. Your TV's internal scaler sucks because it doesn't know how to deal with 240p, which is what a lot of retro consoles do. So what do? You have a scaler because the TV scaler sucks. It will give you so much lag, and especially for older games, that requires you to do like where every millisecond counts. Like Mega Man. Mega Man is like you need fast reflexes. So, with that being said, the best scalers, there was used to be one really good scaler. It was called the Framemeister. It went out of production, I think, somewhere in like 2019 or something like that. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch and posture check, Scaver. I don't have a drink on
Thank you
me,
for the
but I
head
will
pats.
stretch. Anyways,
How I needed that.
yeah, me too. Anyways, the um, yeah. So your TV has terrible scaling. So a lot of what other people do is grab scalers to upscale it. The there are the best scalers are by one guy. Like pretty much when people talk about scalers, they either talk about cheap Amazon scalers, which also suck, and also is essentially just like your TV scalers, or you can get the ones by Mike G, who essentially now has a monopoly on the good scalers. Because the man just started with a budget scaler and just started offering more features on and with a higher price point and more and more. And essentially he now has a wide range of products at huge amount of price points. You can now take a 480p or 240p image and double it to essentially to 1080p. You have a 1080p scaler for $100, but it only offers like I think composite and S video in, doesn't offer really high video in, and there's just a whole range of stuff. Anyways, the highest product he sells is the RetroTink 4K. It can scale the minimum one to 40p, all the way up to 4K, which is 2160p, which is like a 10 times scale for, I think it's around, I think it's like, it's pretty expensive. So let me see what the Retro Tink 4K cost. I
More
bel
than I can afford.
Yes, I believe it is. I think it's real. The MSRP is $750.
Oh my god.
The 5X Pro, which means it goes all the way up to 1440p, is 325. So that's like the step down. So we've had this big jump in between the 325 and the 750 for a while. So what he just announced, is the Retro 4K CE, or as I call it, the Retro Tank 4K Mini. It essentially is the same thing as the Retro Tank 4K, but with like very, very tiny, like one or two features missing. And this is like one or two features missing out of like 100.
Huh.
And the price. Hold on. The price is said to be $475.
Huh.
So it's essentially
Well,
going
yeah.
to so it's essentially a $750 device for $500. So it's essentially a third off the price for the same thing, which is super cool.
Still broke, but worth it. What a mood.
What a mood. I know, right? Yeah. But that's what I was saying is that you can get a 4K NES. You can get an NES output to your display in 4K without using emulation. This is all running on the original hardware for a third off the what it would cost previously. So I know that was kind of a long-winded explanation to just to get to only a third off, but this is
It
still
makes a
like
difference.
exactly. It's like you, you we're finally kind of bridged that gap between $325 to $750. Kirby Air Ride is gonna look so clean. Exactly. You're gonna go from Kirby Air Ride. You're gonna play Kirby Air Ride in 4K. Essentially, all of the comp and the best part is that it includes an HDMI in port, which means you can take all of your HDMI consoles in, like your PS3 or your PS4, plug them into this and make them upscaled, or the Switch, make them upscaled to 4K with no lag. And that's the big thing about this device is that these devices introduce no lag whatsoever. So we have the Switch 4K. We have the technology. We have the technology. So who's ready to play Metroid Prime 4 in 4K, people?
Having never played Metroid, not me. The
Well,
future is now.
we have to. Where I need to have my soundboard set up. I need to pull up Patrick saying, "We have technology. We have the GameCube in 4K. We have the PS1 in 4K." Crash Bandicoot has never looked better because we're never getting Crash 5. Rest in peace, Crash Bandicoot 5. Alright, sorry. So that was a long tangent. I think we can move on. Yeah. So yeah, I wrote down some stuff. The only difference is that the color is light gray instead of black, cheaper chip so it's lighter, cheaper remote to save on cost, doesn't have a. So these were some of the thing. I wrote down some of the things. It really doesn't do stuff. Really doesn't matter. Oh, and the other thing that the this thing can't do is that it can't do super ultra weird like ultra wide resolutions. Like trying to send it a like 21 by 9 image is not do well. The 751 can do it, but the $450 can't. But that's a pretty. So I put in here Mike Chi, monopoly of retro game scanners. Can anyone stop this man?
Probably not.
That being when someone donated to save the animals during a Metroid theater, being forced to save the animals resulted in the speed runner losing what would have been a new world record. No, no, that
Oh
sucks.
no.
That sucks. Anyways, um, what else do we have on here? I oh, impending Switch 2. So, this is super weird. We have I can't I don't think I've ever seen a Nintendo console been fully leaked like this before it's even been announced. We have the dimensions. We have the PCBs. We even have pictures of the Joy-Cons. We have pictures of the device itself. I don't think I've ever seen a console so fully known before it's been announced, right?
I don't think so, but I don't keep up with leaks usually, so
Here, hold on. I got something for you. We have the actual. Hold on, I'm sending this to you right now. We have the Joy-Cons themselves. They attach like as a magnet to the console. It is a
but
8-inch screen.
huh.
It is an 8-inch screen. It is performance around the amount of a PS4 or a PS4 Pro.
Hmm.
We know everything about it. Literally, the entire hardware has been leaked. The entire design's been leaked. Everything's been leaked except for one thing: the actual titles, which feels weird because because this is like the exact opposite of how normally leaks go. Normally, we don't know anything about the hardware, but we have rumors about what games are coming to it. This time, we know everything about the hardware, and we know nothing about the games that are coming to it. Your thoughts?
I don't know yet because I like have actually tried to stay out of the leaks because I'll probably buy a Switch 2 if it's worth it earlier in its life cycle than I did the PlayStation. I thought I was gonna hate getting a Switch, and then I actually use it quite often.
And you love it?
I do like it. Well, I needed it for Fire Emblem.
That makes sense. What was it? Was it Engage
Three
or
Houses.
Three Houses? I really
Three
liked
Houses.
Three Houses.
Three Houses is the best. Well, I
And the
only
reason
played
why it
like
is
the
because it's a
new Fire
Persona game.
Emblems.
Three
Three.
Houses is
I
totally a
wouldn't
Persona
say
game.
that. I don't think
I
so.
have called it Persona Zero.
No.
It is literally the entire school mechanic is Persona. And this
Not
came out
quite.
and this whole came at the same time. Remember, this came out pretty soon after a Atlas and Fire Emblem collaboration. Do you remember that?
The Are you talking about like Tokyo Mirage Sessions?
Yes. But when it
I
was
played that
first
game. It's actually really fun, by the way. It's very
when it
charming.
was first announced, it was announced as Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem,
Yeah,
not instead of its own
it is.
IP thing. In it's I would say that it's more of its own IP and more of its own thing than so it's super weird to see it was super weird to see Three Houses adopt quite a bit of that slice of life um almost persona style. The dual hunting gameplay with the slice of life gameplay that persona a duality that persona has made for itself.
Yeah,
So
there is not quite anything like Persona as far as that goes.
I
I
and
also,
I
Patrick, I'm disappointed in you. Three Houses is so good.
how Patrick. All right, hold on. You need to make me a mod so I can ban him.
Never.
I'm just gonna be every stream we're just gonna ban one viewer.
It
Uh
won't take that long and we won't have any more. Don't do that.
I've been playing Blazing Blade.
I
No excuses.
Okay, so I didn't play anything before Awakening. Like that was my first Fire Emblem game when I was in high school, and I never had the chance to play the older ones.
Three Houses was
Uh,
my first Fire Emblem.
I feel like Three Houses is really solid. It's really really long, but it's
Yeah.
really solid.
The more I go back to it, the more I find how different it is to the rest of the Three Houses. I mean, to the Fire Emblem series.
Yes.
It
I
is
think
very
even
different.
Awakening was a pretty big like change, but I don't know because I didn't play the older ones. I love that nobody talks about oh, what was it? Echo, not Echoes. Or is it? Oh my god, I forgot the title. It was one of the other 3DS titles. Now I need to look it up. Heroes? No. Although Heroes took a weird turn. I don't know what Fire Emblem Heroes is doing now.
So I
The
wanted to.
one with Corrin in it.
Oh, the one with Corin. Gotcha. Um,
Yeah.
so I wanted to take this time. Fate? No, no. I don't think it was Fates. That wasn't the one with Corin. Wasn't Fire Emblem, but anyways. So I
No, I
wanted to
think it
take.
is Fates.
Was it Fates? Okay.
I think it's Fates, yeah.
Anyways,
I liked Fates, don't get me wrong, but like, it's one of the games of all time.
anyways, I wanted to take a moment to see what games do you think will come to the Nintendo Switch in its first year? In Nintendo
I
Switch 2.
That I don't know. I'm not actually sure what they're gonna have planned.
My thing is it's gonna be super interesting because the Switch 2 is backwards compatible with all Switch games,
Yay.
which I'm super happy about. Um, so my thing is the first game that's gonna come to the Switch 2. Leakers say that it's gonna be Mario Kart 9. I actually like, so I'm just gonna not. I'm gonna exclude Mario Kart 9 just because of leakers and just like stuff. I actually don't believe it. I don't believe that it'll be a Mario. There's gonna be a Mario Kart 9 edition. Like leakers keep saying that there's gonna be a Mario Kart 9 edition of the Switch 2 at launch. I just don't believe it. Anyways, I think there's gotta be a big title for its launch. I actually think that Metroid Prime 4 might be a pack-in title
Maybe.
because they've spent 8 years on this game. They had to restart development 4 years in to change it to a different studio because it was not up to standards. And something was going on at the original studio. I think Nintendo knows there is no way they're going to make their money back normally. I think that they are going to make it a pack-in title, and that will be the surest way to make back their money.
Maybe.
What do you think, chat? Am I crazy? Metroid Prime 4 pack-in title for the Switch 2? I think another game is I think there will be another Mario game at or near launch. Because the last three Mario games, if we're excluding Bowser's Fury, which was more of a kind of like a side mode in a re-release, I think that there will be another 3D Mario near the launch of the system. Because the last 3D Mario was near the launch of the Switch. We are in the longest 3D Mario drought of all time. We have never gotten this amount of length between full-fledged 3D Mario entries. How crazy is that?
I
It
mean,
is
you want to know a fun fact?
what?
I have never actually played a Mario game in my life.
And you're the reason we don't have a Mario Odyssey 2. How dare you? I'm joking.
How?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I don't know. I mean, like, I've played like the spin-off titles like Mario Kart, but I have not played like an actual Mario game. Yeah, ever. I think. I don't know. They're just not something I have.
Hmm. All right. So another thing I think that might show up is I think something with Monolith Soft. There will be something Xenoblade like. And maybe not this year, maybe not this year, but going into the next year, there is going to be some original Xenoblade title for the Switch. It's going to be announced this year and probably going to come out next year. You know why I think that?
Is it because of the last Xenoblade port that they announced?
Well, they have that, meaning that that's going to come out this year, which means they literally have had Xenoblade content released every year since Xenoblade 1 came out. I think. I'm double
I
checking.
don't know. I'd have to
They
Google it.
Yeah. But it's like Xenoblade Chronicles has had content released nearly every year. Hold on. I'm doing Oh, there is some stuff like you can look at the release timeline. I think there was a gap between 2011 to 2014, but there was a pretty it was pretty decent where it's every year or every 2 years there is a thing. And there's some where it's like I'm looking at the Wikipedia article where it says release timeline. They the release timeline's not showing the DLC. There's also DLC that's not on this timeline that was released. Xenoblade 3 came out, I think, tail end of 2022. No, it was September. It was like September 2022. And then the next year, yeah, the very next year, it was there. Was it next year or the year after that they had Xenoblade 3 DLC? So every year or every 2 years there is Xenoblade content, and they were hiring and they have double I believe the team has doubled enough or grow the company has grown in size enough to finally make their own new engine, is what they have said.
Huh.
So, yes, so original Xenoblade content might be coming out with the new system, probably. That's my thing. Is that pretty? We are going to see Xenoblade Chronicles X come out for the Switch. It's going to be one of the last original Switch games. I think there's going to be something for the Switch too as well. there within the first year. So, net what is one game you would like to see come? What is one game you would like to see come out for the Switch too?
I I kind of want a new Fire Emblem. I want another one.
We just got one.
Engage, yeah, Engage really wasn't that long ago, huh?
Engage
I
was like
listen.
a year or two ago.
I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe. I bought it. I didn't finish it. I didn't love it. Maybe I'll play it again. We'll
January
see.
20th, 2023. Just
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. When did Fire Emblem Three Houses come out?
Three Houses 2019, I think. Because I think that was when I was moving. Yeah, it was 2019. Because that
Okay.
was the summer that I
So
left
that
California.
that was a 4 year gap. I don't think there's
Dang
gonna
it.
be a new Fire Emblem. I'm sorry.
No, that's probably not. I just want another one.
Fair.
I just like Fire Emblem
Is
games.
there any other one you really want to see that you think might be probable?
I don't know. I don't think anything that like I want is that probable. Uh, because there's a Story of Seasons game that I wish they would port to Switch, but I don't think they will.
I could see them doing a new Story of Seasons, maybe.
There is one. I don't know if it's gonna be out before Switch 2 because there is one that's in the works right now. A new actual like
Hmm.
Story of
Interesting.
Seasons, not to be confused with Harvest Moon. I know their name history is
I
really
just
dumb.
wish the Nintendo would just have a direct and let us know about all this stuff instead of just posting dates and stuff on their Twitter. We haven't had a direct since June. All of the announcements we've had since June have been on Twitter. How crazy is that?
I I didn't register that fact. Not gonna lie.
It's been 6 months since a proper Nintendo Direct. I no,
I
I think
mean, I
there might have been an indie
like
showcase, but I can't. We haven't had like a full fledged Direct since June.
at best I'll skim it, but usually I'll wait for Twitter to tell me what's up.
I've been
I
trying to do
even
my.
skimmed on like a like Marvelous company direct, so where they announced like Story of Seasons and a couple other things that I already forgot what they were.
Gotcha. I think Nintendo's gonna do something wacky. I think they might do something so weird and wacky. I think they might hire Traveler's Tales to make another exclusive Lego game, like Lego City Undercover.
I have no idea. I haven't really
This is
thought
just
about
a
Lego
random.
games in a
This is
long,
just a
long
random.
time.
This is just a random spitball because we haven't had a a new Lego game in a while, it feels weird.
I
That
thought there
it's
was something. I don't know.
a platformer game would be nice. I would like to see another like 2D Metroid. I know, I'm asking for a lot. Last 2D Metroid took 18 years. But I would like to see another 2D Metroid. um, Mercury Steam did really good on Metroid Dread. I think we could definitely see another 2D Metroid game, but I don't think it'll be in the first year of the Switch. I think it'll be in the second year because we have Metroid Prime 4 coming out soon. But then, they also released Nintendo also released 3 Mario RPGs in the same year, so I don't know anything.
I also don't know anything, so don't look to me for
Good.
answers. I won't have them.
Okay. All right. So, last topic of the day. This came in this morning. AMD. What are they doing over there? AMD's this starting this week is CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, where AMD normally has their big press conference. Nvidia has their big press conference, big press conference, and to talk about everything that they have going on. AMD, Nvidia is supposed to have it. Like are they doing it right now? Are they doing? I can't. I don't actually know.
I have no idea.
Hold on. Mm, they're doing at 6:30 p.m. PT. So yeah, they're doing it
So
right.
yes.
They're doing it right now. And, but so anyways, we're gonna. But anyways, AMD's had theirs this morning. It was all laptop stuff. All they released four different like brands, or four different brands for laptop CPUs. Not different SKUs, different brands, all of which will have different SKUs. And what I mean by SKUs is like you will have like a Ryzen AI 300. But then you'll have Ryzen AI 300 Plus, Max, Max Plus. Those are all different SKUs for the same like brand. AMD released four different brands, all of which with different SKUs, all in the same thing for just CPUs, all for their laptops. We're talking about like 24 different items being renounced at the same thing. And none of it was what people wanted. Everyone was wanting to see what AMD would do for their GPUs. And AMD said, we will talk to you about it at later this quarter. But nobody else was told the news. So when YouTubers who were told this information ahead of time and weren't told ahead that these were going to be delayed, they said what they had been given on their YouTube videos immediately afterwards. So we had a bunch of YouTubers accidentally break NDAs today.
Well then.
Has Nvidia lost their mind? People are wanting for new GPUs. They are not wanting 24 different laptop CPUs. We were given any
This
price
is
on a
fine.
GPU. This is fine. And of course, and I can tell you right now, not a single one of us cares because not a single one of those CPUs can be bought at Best Buy. Because I've looked, I was looking for some of these CPUs inside of laptops when I was at Best Buy, and all those CPUs that were sold and stuff, they were in $1,200 plus laptops, probably more like 1,500 plus USD laptops. And it was one
No.
or two laptops by one or two brands. Which means no actual person that actually no student would be actually buying these for school. So my question to AMD is this: what was this for? What was all these laptop things for? Who is buying this, AMD? You have a project in the pipeline that people want to know more about, and instead you want to talk about 24 different like CPUs, all of which normies aren't really going to be buying. And the fact is that it also makes your naming scheme for the CPUs and these brands that you've had previously completely undone. So you have swapped your naming scheme for these CPUs again after a year. What is this product for? And how are you supposed to tell which one is better than the other from its naming scheme? What? And this is why I titled my the thing the show with "We don't know what we're doing," but we did. But evidently AMD doesn't either.
I think we'll figure it out first.
I I'm gonna say it here. I think Kingdom Hearts is I think the Kingdom Hearts and probably the Five Nights at Freddy lore might be easier to explain than AMD's madness. I know,
Probably.
a bold claim. I know, but I legitimately Kingdom Hearts definitely, but I actually think the Five Nights at Freddy's lore might be easier to explain than this. I know it's bold. It's bold.
That is bold.
It is bold. But what is a freaking Ryzen? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me. What is what's the difference between a Ryzen AI Max Plus, a Ryzen AI Max Plus Pro, a 395? What's the difference between a Ryzen AI Max Plus 395, a Ryzen AI Max Plus Pro 395, a Ryzen AI Max 390, a Ryzen AI Max Pro 390, a Ryzen AI Max 385, Ryzen AI Max Pro 385, a Ryzen AI Max Pro 380?
I have no idea. Nobody knows.
Or how about a AMD Ryzen 9 270? It literally makes like exactly. The naming scheme is so freaking weird. And it like I said, it is you think bigger number means better, but also which bigger number? So, I think that was all the topics I had. Was there anything else you would wanted to talk about today?
I don't think so. I think we're about good for today. I need to find
I
somebody to raid out to. Um,
absolutely.
and then I don't know about you, but I want food.
Absolutely.
I want to eat.
All right. So,
Thank you for the raid message, Tolvier.
oh no, we yeah, oh, okay, good. I thought we were you got rated for a second. Uh
No.
anyways, thank you for coming to the show. Uh have a wonderful guys everybody. We didn't title the show, so you don't touch it either. Have a wonderful day. Bye guys.
Bye. Let's raid. We'll go say hi to Tomoko.